brain dead car driver. He's got no brains in his ass. Pull over, let me go past you. 130km/h speed zone, and he's doing 70.
Steve Graham, a man who loves the highway, the open spaces, the freedom of the job. But not today.
This yard's getting tighter and tighter.
Sweating it out in the heat, wind and dust.
Love the dust, love the wind. Great day for it. As Roscoe just said to me then, he sort of doesn't mind.
He and his longtime driving mate Slick are in Alice Springs, in the middle of a logistical nightmare that's threatening to cost Steve a lot of money.
So I'm guessing we aim at basically loading all 3 trailers together.
Steve's a truck down. A few days ago, while Slick was driving, the engine blew up.
The top 3.
It's costing $50,000 to get it fixed.
Doesn't matter.
And get the load sent on to Darwin.
I'm making no money out of all of this. What I'm doing is keeping faith with my customers and delivering the freight. The unfortunate fact in the middle of it all is this blowing up truck.
Getting the loading right is essential. Steve needs to concentrate, but the depot's right next to the town's airport. And adding to his pain, stitches from a recent operation to remove skin cancers from his face.
I got an appointment at 1:45 to get these out. They're driving me insane and I can't wear my hat.
It's one irritation after another.
I suppose if it wasn't the wind and the dust, it would be the mud and the rain, really, wouldn't it?
And there's another complication.
I don't even know, really, which road I'm taking.
He's only ever been there once, years ago.
You got a spare pair of glasses? Haven't heard about the road yet. I have heard it takes 7 hours to do the last 50 kilometres, so there might be some good news.
After a quick trip to the doctors,
thank you, mate. Much appreciated.
No worries.
Steve and his new companion Bella are ready to head off.
There is no doubt about that. The little Bella from the suburbs is now a fully fledged truck dog. There's a fair bit of pressure on at the minute, but so this is going to be an interesting trip. It's new country for me, and I'm not sure which way I'm going yet, but everything can only improve from the last couple of days.
Ahead of him are 500 kilometres of sealed road before it gets rough. But even on the blacktop, he can't relax.
You're driving along a bitumen road, but it only takes one camel to ruin your day. It's the end of the tourist season, people are tired, and you always got to be a little bit careful when you're leaving a place like Alice Springs. It's a destination for a lot of people, and they've come 1,000 kilometres to get there, so they're a bit worn out at the end of their trip. It'll be very easy to over-relax on a nice road like this. Oh, like this bloke. That truck, he just saw the road train coming and his trailer dropped off, and, you know, he nearly lost it then. You just get something like that and you could be wearing a dozen horses in the back of a horse float.
Outside, it's over 40 degrees. The nearest town is more than 100 kilometres away. The last place you'd expect to see a cyclist. And the timing couldn't be worse.
I think it's uncanny that you can have this great lonely road all to yourself for so long, and then you get one push bike rider, and that's when you've got an oncoming car.
Steve needs to go around. But if he passes too close, he risks blowing the cyclist off his bike.
Now I've got to move out here and hope like hell that this southbound vehicle understands what I'm doing. We have that little bit of a traffic jam and then the road goes back to empty.
And Steve wasn't the only one giving this tourist a wide berth.
It's a good thing that the bloke's wearing an orange vest, you know, because it gives everyone plenty of vision, plenty of idea of what's going on. My luck, someone will come along and say, hey, what do you think you're doing?
At his next stop, finding a legal park when you're more than 50 metres long can be difficult. Here, he'll drop a trailer.
So here's your story with road trains. If you want to unload one, you've got to split a couple off, so that's life.
And then head northeast, 800 kilometres, to the Robinson River settlement hidden in the wilderness.
Robinson River is way out nowhere.
Last-minute orders are being squeezed on.
What's in there?
Tin food.
Not enough of it. It's better for them to stop us now, and we put this time in now, so they've got everything when it gets there. I would like to think that from this point onwards, we're going to Robinson River. as I said earlier, the stuff's got to go there. You get one crack at getting to a really remote place. So if you're in remote area trucking, that's part of the deal.
Next stop, Robinson River. This blacktop will soon be gone,
It just keeps throwing up something different every time.
replaced by a nightmare dirt track leading into the settlement. Here's where the road gets narrow and needs to be shared.
You know, there's skinny bitumen roads, there's a lot of dirt. And the best thing that the little guys can do is drop off the bitumen. Because if I've got to drop off as well, they're going to get a whole heap of rocks. 62 wheel loads of rocks thrown at their windscreen. Fairly often you get drivers that are new to this sort of country who feel that, you know, they've got a right to half the bitumen, which they certainly have. Then they discover by claiming that right, by sticking to their guns, that they've got a windscreen full of rocks.
Where Steve's going, there's no mobile coverage. This is his last chance to check voicemail messages.
My phone had about 40 messages on it, and we've got a change of plans and a change of destination.
The client isn't ready yet for delivery at Robinson River.
It must be very frustrating for them, but it's also very frustrating for me. I've just about had enough for today.
He'll have to unload in a town he's unfamiliar with.
It's not going to be much fun unloading this lot by myself. I might get lucky, there might be someone there that'll lend me a hand, but pulling those food boxes and toolboxes off, things like that's going to be a bloody nuisance.
It's a complication that could add hours to his turnaround, and time is money.
There's always a little bit of stress going into a place that you don't know anything about with a road train. It just takes a bit of time doing it yourself. It's all the racking and stacking. That's the business. Righto, there's a sign. We turn right there. This is where he said. There's some trucks. It looks like the right spot.
At Borroloola, Steve arrives at the drop-off. To unload, he'll need help.
Yes, I can see dog holes and dog shit everywhere. It could be dangerous for you, belly. It's not going to be much fun.
It looks grim. Until help arrives
Or I push it all onto yours, which
with a forklift.
And I've got to do the right thing and do this as quickly as possible because I'm in his yard. You've got to get it happening and get out of their way.
Steve has a new best friend.
If I can get you to fork off those boxes.
Yep.
Beautiful, Trev. Having Shaka here in a forklift is a big saver. I thought this was going to be a nightmare. Brilliant. Well, gee, it's a good thing having this bloke here. I thought this was going to be a real battle. It's getting easier by the minute. It's really good. Shaka's a good man. I'm glad he's here. This is saving me a lot of time. And better still, it's saving me a lot of sweat. Just put it straight on the back too. Fingers crossed this thing starts. Those flat batteries could have been a big drama. Without me mate here, we would have been in big trouble.
Sludge's usual mode of transport has a lot more wheels, but is equally dangerous.
You drive a mobile bomb.
He makes a living delivering fuel to the far-flung reaches of Western Australia.
Push, dry scrap.
But for the last few weeks, he's left the Outback behind. Trucking his way around New Zealand on a working holiday in his country of birth.
New Zealand's a beautiful place. I just really enjoy coming back here and doing this.
The sights may be a knockout, but the roads can knock you down.
Ooh la la. There's not a lot of room for error. A lot goes on here when you're going to places. You've got to be a lot more careful than at home.
It's been a day of noisy, adrenaline-soaked R&R for Sludge.
Great day, part of paradise. 26 degrees today, folks.
We got 6th out of 12 and it was pretty good actually.
But he's got to earn a crust while he's here.
Hello. How are you, Hoggy?
His old mate Hoggett has a swag of delivery runs lined up for Sludge.
Yeah, a few days' work will be all right. Yeah, no, we'll be finished down here today, and might see you tomorrow sometime.
Early the next morning, Sludge loads up.
All right, we'll go and do it.
Driving an unfamiliar truck
Clutch, it's a bit heavy, isn't it?
will take a little getting used to. But he'd better get the hang of it fast. Approaching the mountains, the weather closes in.
Yeah, we're going to run into a bit of weather up here tonight by the look of it, so that might hold us up a little bit. We're going up over the Linders, so we're climbing up through the pass. Might be a bit greasy, so we'll just have to be careful.
At 971 metres above sea level, Linders Pass is the highest highway in the South Island.
You never know going up these hills, you end up stuck. We'll just have to keep my wits about me and just make sure I'm bloody on the ball.
Some dangers are beyond Sludge's control. A tourist overtakes on a blind corner.
Get a fucking road, you moron.
Sludge is forced to brake and grinds to a halt,
Hey. Oh, here, wouldn't it?
blocking traffic on a busy tourist route.
Fucking autos.
It's a dangerous place to get stuck.
Here we go.
With a 36-ton load, the truck shudders as it pulls against the gradient.
Here we go, we're out of it. Yeah, it's not really the right place to be stopping going up there. So we're through the pass, we're just heading down the other side now.
Sludge is on a tricky downhill stretch.
It's a bit windy around here.
He's got nervous tourist traffic for company. From the reckless
Never ceases to amaze you with some of these dumb shits pass.
to the painfully slow.
Christ, come on, it's 100, moron.
While the scenery is spectacular,
Beautiful country.
it's frustratingly slow.
We're running a bit shy on time. I can't be late because I've got a book in time to tip off.
Sludge has got just 30 minutes to reel in the last 30 Ks.
We ain't there yet. The fat lady hasn't sung.
With just 2 minutes to make his tip-off slot, Sludge arrives at the depot.
We're just pulling into where we're going to unload the peas now. We've made it. Less than a minute to spare now that I've backed in. You've got to have a gun operator to do a gun job.
Sludge is on the coast, heading down from Ashburton.
We're about to fall off New Zealand, bro. I don't think it matters where you go in New Zealand, it's all beautiful. I probably appreciate it more now than I've ever done. Let's do it. Let's go and load this shit and get on with it. We haven't got all day. F***ing heavy things, these puppies. Not right, are they?
2 months ago, Sludge had an operation on his thumb. Shifting the 180-kilo bales by hand is slow and painful.
Yeah, we'll have to send Hoggy the bill for me thumb. Look at it. Doesn't work anymore.
He doesn't get much sympathy from the Southland farmer whose wool he's hauling.
This is hard work, this stuff. You bale them too heavy.
They're not heavy enough.
They're not even enough.
Well, he's got it too cruisy, I
I
reckon.
have got a bloody cruise.
Yeah, should be out doing hay or something. It's all good for you.
That's why you're young and fit, you see.
Yeah. Where'd you pick this fella up from?
Sludge's next pickup is much more his style. A full trailer of gravel, with the backhoe loader doing all the work.
all loaded up, ready to go.
Loading up took longer than expected.
We're probably about half hour behind time at the moment. We'll slip down here and get rid of the gravel. Hopefully that'll be a quick one and we'll catch up a bit of time there.
But at the gravel yard...
Time's ticking, time's money.
And then the wool shed.
Come on, where the f are you?
The staff aren't in a rush to help him unload.
Nothing in New Zealand happens in a hurry.
By the time he's delivered the gravel and the wool, Sludge has dropped even more time. And he still has one more load of fertiliser to pick up and deliver.
So the supermarket closes at 3:30. It's just turned 3 o'clock now and we're probably a good 25 minutes away.
If the fertiliser plant closes before he arrives, he'll have to wait until tomorrow to load up.
You don't want to be stuck down here overnight because the truck's got another load to do tomorrow.
The rest of his working week is in danger of falling apart, but Sludge is confident he can still make it.
We'll get there. We'll push on. Hopefully we won't be too late.
Sludge has just made it to the fertiliser plant.
Looks like there's one here in front of us. Fingers crossed.
If he's too late to load up, he'll have to come back tomorrow, wrecking his busy delivery schedule.
Oh, I'm a bit tired. I'm meant to be on holiday, not killing myself driving a truck again.
Just as his working holiday threatens to be more work than holiday, Sludge is finally in luck with his last pickup of the day.
Yep, we're going to slip in and load, so wheeling in here so we can get the hell out of here.
Loaded up with 30 tonnes of fertiliser.
We're away now. We're going to get the hell out of here.
Sludge is back in business.
Should be a good run home, hopefully. We've got a bit of back roads and not too much traffic.
It'll take Sludge an hour and a half to get back to home base, dropping off the fertiliser on the way. With just 2 hours left before he's over his legal maximum working hours, time is still of the essence.
If you're over your logbook by 5 minutes, it's bloody $200 or $300 fine and that for that sort of stuff, so it's important not to run out of time.
A few kilometres into the journey,
Ah, shit.
Sludge clocks a problem.
Bloody tarps come loose.
Fixing the tarpaulin is a delay he can do without. But the weather up ahead forces his hand.
Holy shit, it's gonna f***ing rain.
If the fertiliser gets wet, it'll turn into 30 tonnes of useless mush.
I don't know what it's worth, but if it gets wet, it's probably worth more than what I've bloody made out of this trip, so... Freaking annoys me having to stop for shit like this. The wind must have got under it and bloody pulled them up.
The fertiliser is safe. But as he approaches the drop-off, Sludge is in danger of running out of time.
We've got about half an hour up our sleeve, so we wouldn't want any more bloody hold-ups. No rain yet. Here's hoping.
If those black clouds turn into rain, it could destroy his load of fertiliser.
That's it. We've finally got it off. I want to get home and bloody knock off.
Sludge is almost back on holiday.
We go to the pub for a beer.
He's got 10 minutes left to make the 10-minute drive back to home base.
Piece of piss. Nothing to an expert driver like me.
At a yard in Western Sydney, A massive side hut, cut into 12 pieces, is being loaded onto waiting trucks. At 3 metres by 5 metres by 12 metres, each piece is big and awkward.
Interesting.
Once it's on Kurt's truck, it's his responsibility. Until then, all he can do is watch. He needs to get on the road fast. There are tight curfew laws for oversized trucks.
Yeah, it's going to be a dash to get out as quick as we can.
After a lot of trial and error,
Yeah, so you're going to swing it round there?
Kurt Shepherd's load is off the ground. All that's left are the tarpaulins. These will protect the fragile interior from damaging weather. But as the tarps go on, Kurt doesn't like what he sees.
That is going to be an issue. See, if this was up on the top deck, it'd be protected by the cab, but it'll all just blow out. Air will get in.
Riding shotgun, best mate Kane.
Doing this job, you don't have many mates, so he's a companion.
Come on.
On the road, and Kurt's first task is to navigate Australia's biggest city.
Whoa. Bit close on that bridge.
Kurt's driven in Sydney only a handful of times. He's depending on his GPS to get him through.
Take Slip Road on left to Western Motorway.
Oh, no.
But she's having an off day.
No, should have gone under there. This should put us another way.
Turn right on Parramatta Road.
Ah, awesome.
He's been directed onto Parramatta Road, one of Sydney's busiest streets.
Drive 15 kilometres on Parramatta Road.
Come on.
With his oversized curfew, Kurt's got 2 hours to get out of the city.
Parramatta Road, we should be right. And I'm relying on an instrument that can put you into a creek.
Then, in the distance,
Oh. Shit. Tram lines. Oh, we can't, we're stuffed. We can't go.
Kurt's almost driven into high voltage wires.
Yeah, we can't go anywhere. We're 5 metres. Yeah, we'll just tear them out.
Touch them, and he could send 1,500 volts of electricity through his truck. Behind him, it's gridlock. And with no way of controlling traffic, he can't back up.
Yes, mate, I need some real help. I need a couple of police cars here to actually help me get out of where I am. Apparently, they're getting a local car to come out. They'll have to shut the road down behind, which is going to cause me all the grief unimaginable.
But with one lane blocked, the grief has already started.
Everybody gets impatient.
After an agonising 30 minutes, the cavalry arrives.
Thank you. He said to me, how good are you reversing back? I said, yeah, I'm all right.
He'll need to be better than all right. Kurt has to back up 300 metres.
They're going to push them all over onto this lane, and I'm going to reverse straight back. Yeah, we're rolling.
There's no margin for error. On one side, passing cars. On the other, street lights and signs.
Let's go to that pole. Whoops. Ah, that's better.
Towards the end of Great Western Highway.
Shut up, stupid.
Hundreds of annoyed drivers are watching his every move. He can't go any further back.
Gonna have to do a U-ing.
He needs to turn his truck inside the intersection.
Look at this idiot. He won't move.
He's got millimetres to spare.
Who cleared it? God, I feel like a bit like a dickhead now.
He's moving again, and just in time.
All right, here we go.
His curfew expires in 45 minutes. The patrol van guides Kurt onto the open highway.
They're going to get me over into the right-hand fast lane. Beautiful. I'm happy now. I'm a happy little chappy.
But then...
You can pull up to the left there. It's pretty wide down the breakdown lane.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, we just got to wait for the vehicle inspectors, a response from them.
I'm going to have to go soon because I'm going to be in curfew.
He needs to get out of the city or be grounded overnight. But he has to wait for vehicle inspectors who are running late.
If I can go now, I'll get there.
But now Kurt might have caught a break.
No, it's fine, mate. No, you're right. We'll get you out.
The inspectors can't make it.
We're going to go back there and then take out lane 1 so you can get out.
Beautiful. Thank you.
He's off the hook.
If we can go now, we would make the cut-off point.
Kurt's got 40 kilometres to cover in barely 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not stopping, mate. It's 4 o'clock. That's the curfew cut-off point.
He does it. Just.
Been a bit of a day.
The next roadhouse, and he parks up.
Come on.
Good boy.
Yeah, I had a good sleep, so I reckon it's going to be a good day. So now I'm hoping that, you know, we're just going to have a smooth run on the freeway and, yeah, no incidents.
As the kilometres start mounting up, his mind turns to the biggest move he's made in trucking.
Well, I've been out on my own for about 3 weeks now. Big gamble, but I've got a 10-year-old, Jessie. So if I can make a good go at this and make some good money from it and give my daughter and myself a future, of course you're going to take the gamble. Yeah, yeehaw, we're in South Australia.
Another state, another headache. Gale force winds have sprung up. His tarps are turning into sails.
No matter what, half an hour it's gone from calm to this. Yeah, that wind's picked right up. I got a bunch of rope hanging down on the right-hand side. Yeah, something's come my way. It's broken. Knew that was going to happen.
Kurt's load needs some urgent attention. It's worse than he thought.
It's torn throat through there.
Kurt's tarps are starting to rip.
This is what I didn't want to happen. I'm hoping that this will stay on. I'm just trying to prevent what's just happened from happening again.
All over the load, ropes have come loose and shredded.
I just saw a whole bunch of ropes just all of a sudden swinging about that far off the road.
Kurt does the best he can with the undamaged pieces.
Not confident this is going to hold it all. All right. Yeah. We'll just have to back speed off. We're back down to 80 now.
But now his repairs are falling apart.
The actual tarp's starting to rip up the corner straight up. It's going to shit real quick. Four new rips on this side. One starting 5, 6. You know, this is just an absolute nightmare. This is my reputation, you know, on the line where I'm dealing with crap like this. What I don't understand is, ow, get up there. Jesus. Hell, this is ridiculous.
Kurt still has half the country to get across. Lose his tarps now, and the inside of the hut will be exposed to the full brunt of Mother Nature.
Yeah, see, that'll come across. I reckon that'll work.
With straps and fingers crossed, Kurt gets back on the road for the 2,000-kilometre trek west. But Kurt's patchwork repairs are about to get the ultimate test. The Nullarbor Plain is 200,000 square kilometres of treeless, wind-blasted wilderness.
I can feel the wind up against the trailer.
Up ahead, a truck that's already felt the full force of the Nullarbor.
Oh, mate, the wind's pushing me back.
Yeah, it's gotten stronger, I think.
The driver's carrying a sight hut for the same client as Kurt. But his tarps are gone, ripped to shreds by the wind. Up close, Kurt can see the extent of the damage.
See, that's what's concerning me, because there's debris flying out of his truck. This is not good.
Kurt and the other trucker, Les, decide there's safety in numbers.
We're going to stick with this other truck. We're going to sit on 90 and see how we go.
Driving in the slipstream shelters Kurt from the headwinds. But now it's time to give Les a break.
Yeah, mate, I'll lead for a bit. The wind is just ripping it apart. As you can see, it's lifted his carpet up. It's not looking pretty.
As soon as Kurt hits the front,
we've already lost that strap. Oh, yes. See how it's blowing out all on the left-hand side?
the wind makes quick work of his repairs.
Yeah, matey, I got to find a park to pull up. Mine's all gone to shit very quickly. Wind's picked up again. Yeah. So she's gonna shred very quickly. All right. Let's see how long that's gonna last.
With more rigging than a pirate ship, Kurt follows his new mate Les back onto the road. There's still 200 kilometres of the Nullarbor Plain to ride out. For Les and his nephew Connor, it means another pounding for their unprotected load.
Where I'm sitting, I can see through the window and there's bits of metal from the roof swinging up.
As a new owner-driver, Kurt can't let his load meet the same fate.
You need people to spread the word that you're a good operator. You take care with the load and you try and do the right thing. That's copping a bit of a battering. The wind is actually getting into that gap and then running on the inside of the tarp. I've done everything in my power to try and save the tarp. There's not much more I really can do, you know, and that's being honest.
The duo limp across the Western Australian border, where the Nullarbor Plain and the worst of the winds end. But they're not in the clear yet.
Shit.
Kurt has driven straight into a roadblock.
They're directing us in. We've got transport. We've got everybody.
Police and transport inspectors are checking that vehicles and drivers
Yep.
are fit for the road.
Require one long breath into the mouthpiece, please. Stop. Thank you. Not a problem. One team moves up, just go to the front of the cones and main roads, we'll have a look over.
Yep.
Thank you.
No worries, mate. Just bear with me.
Driving oversized loads is highly regulated. The smallest breach, and Kurt could be grounded.
Yeah. So this permit's not valid?
So I'm in the shit then.
Well, what we'll have to do is light it up and park in Norseman until you get it organised.
Kurt's got 2 days to get to Perth. But for now, he's going nowhere.
It's an oversight by the company, not me. We've got to stay here until we get confirmation that they've actually got the accreditation. We can't move.
With unexpected time on his hands, Kurt has another crack at fixing his tarps.
What we're going to do, I'm going to put a rope through here and through that hole in the floor, out the other side, tie it down, so that'll tie it in like that.
The day's nearly done, and still no news about the missing permit.
I've got to wait until the hierarchy sort the crap out, then we can run again.
But I think we're going to be grounded here for the night, so that's it.
Stranded in remote Western Australia, Kurt's thoughts turn to home and his 10-year-old daughter.
Hello, Jessie. Are you all right? I'm in Western Australia, darling. I should be back next Wednesday, so I'll have you on the weekend. All right? Sorry I've been away so long. All right? I love you, darling. All right, I'll talk to you soon. It's what makes this job so hard. Mate, have you heard anything? I can't get hold of anybody to find out what's going on.
Finally, some good news.
Thank you. Okay, you have a good day. So it's going to actually come straight to my email address. And there it is. Got it. We got it. We're done.
Happy days. Happy days.
Kurt and Les can resume their double act.
Okay, Les, you ready to rock and roll?
When you're ready.
It's awesome to be on the road again.
Against all odds, the tarp is still hanging on.
When they lift it up off my trailer, I'll be waving bye-bye to the boat.
Just as things are going well, Les is nowhere in sight.
Mate, I've thrown the jack shaft.
All right, mate. That's not good.
Got to go walking back along the road to find it.
A critical part that gives power to his wheels has fallen out.
He can't go anywhere. He's stuffed.
On the side of the road, Les and his nephew recover the missing part.
That is supposed to be like this. That's it, mate. I'm out now. Yeah.
A few hundred metres up the road, there's little Kurt can do.
I'm parked up on the side of the road, but I can't turn around.
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. I'll be staying here till the boss can get someone out here, I suppose. I'll give you a ring later to see how I go.
All right, mate. Take care.
Righto.
I'm just gonna get going and he'll ring me and let me know what's happening. I might see him on the way back. He still might be parked there. God, we're getting close now.
Despite his own worst fears, he's done it.
If I had rhythm, I'd probably get out and do a little bit of a dance, but I've got 2 left feet. All the roof's still in, all that framework's still there.
With perseverance and plenty of rope, his load and reputation are intact. To the west, Steve Graham is on the move. Enjoying life while the going's good.
Heading back east with a big load on. Got near 100 tonne hanging off the end of the steering wheel.
After a frustrating wet season, Steve is getting ready to drive eastwards on the Great Central Road for the first time this year.
All year I've been playing games with this weather, going across the Nullarbor, down the bottom, finding right out here to go across the middle. The downside is, I know that there's going to be some drama there.
A recent hot spell has turned conditions on their head, transforming the washed-out track he battled through only weeks ago to a dust bowl.
There is some soft sand, and I'm just going to sink out of sight in it. There's one real mongrel patch out there that I'd like to see some rain on.
With a rough ride guaranteed, Steve will have his work cut out, delivering this load in one piece.
I've got those big long pieces of steel going up there and they were rocking up and down and they'd worn through the strap. That may happen again.
Day 2 of Steve's eastbound run. And he wants to know what lies in store.
All other roads, National Road are open to all traffic.
That's good news. The roads are open. The bad news is it hasn't been graded. And it's about, I don't know, 37, 38 degrees here. That bit of road that I'm worried about over there, it'll be gutless, hot, dry sand by the time I get there tomorrow afternoon. You can't scull out the bottle all the time. You're a dope, now you'll be spewing. You want a drink or what?
Time to drink up before the big dry.
Come on, this is a desert.
On the bitumen, it's a smooth run, despite the distractions.
We've got a few hitchhikers in, a few flies. The little buggers drive you mad when you're trying to drive and they crawl under your sunglasses. You want to come trucking out here, you've got to get used to flies and mosquitoes and sandflies and spiders and snakes. You don't have to worry too much about people out here. Nearly 1,200 kilometres under my belt since I left last night. So that sets me up for a good kick-off in the morning to cross the desert. I was laying awake thinking about that bog hole. I'm not looking forward to it at all. Got 1,200 kilometres of dirt I want to get across. I want to do 800 today. Let's give it a crack. Look at that rolling cloud over there.
And on the ground, another concern.
There's a lot of camel tracks on the road. I've got to keep my eyes open here. It's a nice cool day, so they'll possibly keep moving around all day, and then you get past a clump of trees like this and they leap out. They're all over the road.
First introduced by Afghan traders, over 300,000 feral camels roam freely through the outback. When temperatures climb, they go hunting for water, often damaging crops, water holes, and trucks.
Hitting a camel's no good. Usually because their body's high up, you get your air cleaners knocked off, or you get seriously, really, really bad damage, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth. So I don't want to hit them. I've got my eyes peeled.
But over 30 half-ton wild animals aren't too hard to spot.
Bloody camels on the road. We've got to watch these creatures. They'll go any which way. And I hope the idiots don't settle down for a big run down the road. Come on, children, get off the road. That was quite a good, healthy-looking mob. There should be. The country's looking beautiful. They're living the dream life in the dream desert. A bit over 700 kilometres on the dirt. I'm happy with that. Well, It's another day. Things are holding up all right, it's good.
Steve's made it to his first drop-off, a roadside handover to a mechanic from a nearby community.
I'll sort him out, I'll unload his bit of stuff here, and then I can get on with the rest of my day.
A handful of packages are no trouble, but the next part of the delivery could be.
We're going to pull these 2 tyres off.
2 super-sized truck tyres.
We'll just pull it back this way a bit and then we'll stand it up.
And one is on the rim, weighing in at over 150 kilograms.
We're better if I drop this one on there and then just drop that one on. Yeah.
Enough to cause serious damage to a shoulder Steve injured not long ago.
Yeah, I don't want to break anything in your ute.
And if it hits the ground,
put it on that one.
There's no way to lift it back up.
You right, mate? You're going to have it any second now. You've got it. I'll just work it across. Just give me a minute. And you'll have to be in charge of flipping it and all that. You're right on the limit of what a couple of fellas can handle. Don't even try and hold it, mate. Just flip it over so it drops on that one. You right? Well done, mate. Well done.
Safely delivered, with no damage. Almost.
It's not the best way to start the day. It's not good for my back. But... Anyway, that's that delivery done. Right, we got to go to work. We got to go to work, dog.
And today, Steve will earn every dollar. He's closing in on the sandy track that's been playing on his mind for 2,000 kilometres.
You can't help but notice as we get further out, we're getting towards Docker River now, the road is deteriorating. I've got my tyres let down, but still doing damage to the gear and the freight that you can't see. When I hit that border, if it's the same as what it was before, there is no road. It's no man's land. The road's been turned into a riverbed.
To make it across, 53 metres of truck and trailer must be ready for a brutal ride.
I better go and see, make sure that everything's nailed down properly on this load before I throw it at this lot up here. There's been no rain out here where I need it, so I reckon it's going to be really dry, gutless, pinned down like that.
To power through it, Steve will need every one of his 62 tyres.
Hopefully that's fixed the problem. You put a bit of air in and get your tyre moving. Plugs often seal themselves as the tyre moves around and builds up a bit of heat. They often don't too.
Time for battle. Steve's got an arsenal of weapons to fight the sand. Weapon 1, his cross locks.
For this soft mongrel stuff up here, I'll engage my cross lock in the back axle. That way I've still got plenty of steering, but it gives me a lot better traction.
Steve's cross locks turn his truck into a four-wheel drive. Weapon 2, tyre pressure.
We have that back diff engaged, and I'll drop my tyres right down, and then I'll lock everything up to hit the soft sand.
Weapon 3, and the most important, momentum.
If I can get up enough speed, I might roll through it. I need to see my line and I need to see my track.
But then, something he didn't want to see.
Come on, get out of my way.
Other road users.
Get going. God, I can't stop. These idiots are in my way.
Steve's forced to slow down.
Yeah, I'm going to punch whoever's there fair in the nose. We're losing traction here. Big time. Oh, I don't like it. Come on, old truck. Come on, old truck. You can do it. Gee, I might get lucky. I might get lucky. Yep, I'm going to do it. Well, there you go. Thank goodness for that. That is a huge, huge relief. I've been worried about that ever since I left home. I was damn sure I'd be stuck in there. You can't believe how relieved I am. Well, good truck, good job. I'm not in Alice, but I reckon I'll get there now.
It's the end of another epic journey that's pushed a legend to his limits.
Long-distance trucker Peter Titoff is getting set for a cross-country haul. To his friends and foes, the 48-year-old is better known as Turbo. He's a hard-driving, hard-talking,
Jesus Christ, that's hot!
Outback trucker.
I've come from Brisbane to Townsville, done me drops, and from here we'll go straight through to Darwin.
Turbo makes his living hauling mixed freight. Whatever he can, wherever he can.
A mixture load is something that I sort of specialise with, is a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of everything, not just a straightforward run-of-the-mill everyday load, because anybody can do that. Well, I'm not just anybody. I'm me. I'm Turbo.
On this job, he's moving 3 trailers of tyres, foam bricks, and a truck cab and horse trailer. Turbo will head west from Townsville through 2,500 kilometres of bush, farmland and desert to the city of Darwin in the Northern Territory. That's like travelling the length of the River Ganges, pulling 30 tonnes of freight. As a one-man, one-truck business, Turbo's competing with Australia's biggest trucking firms. But after 20 years on the road, he's decided to go head-to-head with the big boys.
New girl, and I've just taken over a new company. So now it's world domination for P&J Transport. I'm now at the stage where I'm actually going to grow the business to become one of the largest trucking companies in Australia. So gradually over, you know, a 5 to 10 year plan, get myself into, you know, 100, 200 trucks. I've taken on so much because I don't want to be a little fish in a big fish pond anymore. I want to become one of these sharks that are in the fish pond.
But that kind of fighting talk doesn't come cheap. Turbo's risked it all, buying 2 new trucks and 3 loading yards.
You're looking at $500,000 in buying out this business and setting it up, and that's just in gear. Then I've got to turn around and I've got to start, you know, I've got to put fuel into it. I've got wear and tear, registration, insurance. I've got to make sure that all the freight's on there and the freight keeps getting loaded all the time. Every time those wheels don't turn, you don't make money.
With everything on the line, Turbo's beginning the biggest gamble of his life.
I could end up losing the lot. That's the biggest risk. I could lose everything I've worked for. And that's a chance that I'm willing to take. I've earned it.
His road train's connected, but there's a problem. The lights on his rear trailer aren't working.
Lights.
Without them, Turbo's going nowhere.
Frustrates the shit out of you.
With night falling, repairs will have to wait until tomorrow. Next morning, time for repairs, Turbo style.
Zip ties and duct tape. just got to chase the problem, see what's going on. It's not this plug, I've just pulled this one apart. It's shit I don't need to happen right now. Why can't everything just be automatic?
A faulty plug seems to be the cause.
We'll go get a plug.
Only problem, Turbo's out of spares. To find one, he'll have to hitch a ride to the nearest store, 60 kilometres away in the sleepy town of Julia Creek, where it's Sunday morning. It's a simple $20 part, but if Turbo can't find one, he'll miss the deadline on a priceless job for his new firm.
I'm chasing a 7-pin round plug for the trailers.
There's word of a local mechanic who might be able to help.
All right.
Only problem is... But around the back of the workshop, there's hope. On his day off, the mechanics come in.
Here you go, mate. Just chasing a plug for a Susie coil.
Yeah, I'll let it go.
Yeah?
Just go and get it.
This is one thing that I love about the little country towns. You know, people will always be there to help. They're the ones.
And he's got the answer to Turbo's prayers.
And that's how we rewire.
Woohoo, and they're on! I nearly fell ass up then.
With the truck repaired, Turbo can get moving. To make up lost time, he has a big day ahead.
Go Julia Creek to cross to the Curry, from there into Isa and cross over into Northern Territory. Roughly about the 800 to 900 kilometres for the day.
Such massive distances mean massive amounts of fuel. At this pit stop, Turbo will pump 1,500 litres of diesel into his tanks at a cost of nearly $2,500. While diesel hurts Turbo's wallet, it's the damage it does to his body which has more serious consequences.
If I service one of the trucks and I get diesel on me, it affects me. I end up really crook.
After 20 years driving trucks, constant exposure to the toxic effects of diesel has taken its toll.
Diesel, which has seeped through the pores in my skin, which has then gone into my blood system. So I literally have diesel coursing through my veins. Eventually, it will screw me up to where I won't be able to drive.
It was Turbo's illness that inspired him to build his new business for his and his family's future.
Plan is for the company, for everybody all over the world to know us. I'm setting it so my daughter has something, so once she's of age, it's going to be there for her, and it's going to be the biggest thing that she will have left of me.
Turbo's crossed into the Northern Territory on his run to Darwin. If he's to make up lost time, he needs clear skies.
The only thing that's slightly playing on my mind is the wind factor.
And a clear radio.
There was a case.
Yeah, mate. Just put in the GPS, 2,800 something kilometres.
There was a case.
Yeah, I just had a quick add up and I reckon it was 2660 or something, so yeah.
Who gives a shit about your shit?
Get used to sitting in a car.
Some people, they'll sit here and they'll just talk shit. Absolute, just waffle on. You know? Oh, we had bacon and eggs for breakfast this morning, and oh yeah, well dinner that we had.
Bacon a while.
Bit of rain.
Yeah, we can see you up in front. We're sitting on 110.
Who gives a?
Yeah, we're a little bit above that, I think, but it's all good.
That's why you don't talk shit on the radios. Because there's an oversized load coming, they're talking shit and I couldn't hear them call until she's called it to someone else. You know, I need to know that shit's coming at me. You know, the edge of the road just caught me the last second.
Oh, you're right, mate.
Have a good one, eh?
With the dramas behind him, Turbo can cool down to his normal, relaxed self.
Brain dead car driver. He's got no brains in his ass. Pull over, let me go past you. 130 km/h speed zone, and he's doing 70. Plenty of opportunity to pull off. And oblivious to me being behind him. Hasn't once looked in the mirror. And I can't overtake him because we're in bends, climbing a hill. Just because they're on holidays, they think that I've got all the time in the world for them. To drive up here, they need to learn to drive in these conditions. We're all out here doing a job and we need to know what's going on. What's going on there?
It's an engine warning alarm. It could be a sign of serious trouble.
Just coming to engine shutdown. Why? I'm going to pull up. I'm going to throw the bonnet.
Turbo's had this truck less than a month. To buy it, he's gone deep into the red.
I've just popped the cap. It's got plenty of water. Now all I'm doing is I'm having a look to see if I can see anything.
Turbo's hoping it's just a minor fault that set off an engine sensor. If he's to make it to Darwin today, he'll have to risk it and push on.
It's coming back to being a sensor. Only thing I can do is keep an eye on it. I'll get to Darwin. I'll get it on a computer in Darwin and it will tell me exactly what it is.
If this gamble doesn't pay off, Turbo risks getting stuck in the Outback with a massive tow truck bill to pay. And it's not looking good.
Come back again. It's got to be. Say it's a sensor.
Despite the risks, Turbo keeps going. He still has 500 kilometres to go, and daylight is almost gone. Finally, after 3 hard days on the road, Turbo's made it. Despite his troubles, this trucker's ready for more.
2,500 clicks from Townsville through to Darwin. A couple of little teething problems. You got to expect it. I didn't know how the truck was going to run because this is the first major trip I've put out with it. Best part is one trailer's unloaded, unload the other trailer in the morning, turn around, fully load both trailers again, straight out of Darwin, straight back to Brisbane. So I'm happy.